Blueberry plants. One of North America's greatest native fruits. Super low maintenance and predictably prolific, blueberry plants can augment any backyard garden. But what do you do if your blueberry plant begins to fail because it's being taken over by grass and weeds due to neglect? Well, let's get this guy out of here, see what's going on with his root system, and give him a new lease on life for the coming spring. And it starts right now. My first task is to clear out all the grass and weeds around the base of the blueberry plant. Now, blueberry plants, they're often multi-crowned, so we simply can't dig them out until we can get an accurate picture of where all the shoots originate from. It's usually fairly easy to clear out enough grass and weeds so you can see where those shoots are. And now that I can actually see my plant shoots, I can then go ahead and start digging around it in preparation to removing it from the ground. You're going to want to give the base of that blueberry plant about a 6-inch wide berth and then begin to excavate the soil around it. And be careful not to hit the camera with your noggin if for some reason you're filming this. This is a labor-intensive and quite annoying task, but really, there's no other way to do it. Also, don't yank on the plant if it's not ready to come out. Simply keep digging diligently around the base and you'll know when the plant is ready to pop out. Oh, yes. Oh, hello, Mr. Wormy. Well, we did it. We actually got this guy out. So let's get this blueberry plant all cleaned up and see what we're dealing with. Now that your blueberry plant has been removed from the ground, start pulling out all those weed and grass runners that have inundated the soil. Be diligent during this stage and save yourself the pain of those weeds simply coming back within weeks. Carefully set aside any earthworms that you might come across, as these guys are good for the garden and it's nice to see them. So, we've taken this guy down to bare roots. Now we need to decide what we're going to do with it. We have two choices. We can put it back in the ground, preferably not where we got it from, not where it's going to be neglected. Or, given this time of year, when it's still winter, we can put these guys into a pot. Now, because of my current lack of space, I don't really have a plan for a blueberry patch. I'm going to take all 9 of my blueberry plants and put them in pots. So the only thing to decide now is what size pot to put them in. For a quick transition, you might be able to get away with a 1-gallon pot. That's fine if you need to buy yourself a few weeks until spring planting. But if you need to go longer, perhaps into the summer, you need to go up to a 2-gallon size. And for extended periods, or even multiple seasons, you need to go to a 5-gallon pot or more. I always line the bottom of standard nursery pots with newspaper to prevent the soil from dumping out the bottom. Fill your pots with a quality organic potting mix, and now would be the time to add any amendments if you have any. Speaking of amendments, let's talk about them. In pots, amendments are a great way to supercharge a static soil that won't have access to anything but what you put in it. The most common amendments that I use when I pot up plants are alfalfa meal, canola meal, glacial rock dust, rock phosphate, oyster flakes, and Epsom salts. However, one of the most important amendments for blueberry plants is sulfur. Blueberries require an acidic soil of 4.5 to 5.5 on the pH scale. Elemental sulfur is the industry standard to help alleviate alkaline soils. It's cheap, effective, and sulfur is a necessary macronutrient. Mix your amendments in thoroughly to prevent burning the roots, and now we can pot. Place your blueberry plant in the center of your pot, holding it by the stem, and then begin to backfill with that same potting mix. Take care not to bury the stems, potting it up to the existing root collar. Firmly push that soil down all around the plant to eliminate any large air gaps, and we're almost done. Lastly, line the top of that pot with your favorite mulch to ensure that the plant has the best chance at growth, and more importantly, for right now, to allow us to properly water from above without blasting that soil everywhere. I gotta tell you, the air still has a bit of a bite to it, but it is getting warmer. Now is the perfect time to give your neglected perennials some spring care to ensure yourself a bountiful summer harvest. Blueberry plants respond amazingly well to transplanting. So if you've got one or more that are looking a bit run down, don't hesitate to repot, replant, or recharge it. Hey, thanks for watching, guys. If you're getting value in this and the other series that I'm doing on YouTube, hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons if you'd be so kind, and I'll see you in the next video.